Who else could it be but me, your man, Louie T. Welcome to this LouieTeeNetwork exclusive week number 4 money picks of the week. So, haven't been able to get to this Friday podcast. My Fridays have been insane of late, but I wanted to get in front of this train because either I'm going to catch this train or I'm going to get blasted by it, and I want to get out in front of this thing. You guys don't care. You're going to fry me up if this thing lights me up. And look, this is how bad this is. I'm not confident in my picks this week at all. As a matter of fact, these are piss cup worthy selections if they don't go well. If this thing goes awry and if these picks go off the track, I am going to be sipping from the piss cup and I may be drinking by myself. It is that bad this week. Now, the reason I am going to do this is because in past years when I haven't won, and I haven't won each of the last 2 years, the 2 years previous to that, I won each of those years, and I was ballsy and I made picks that I didn't necessarily always agree with, but they turned out to be the right decision. And the last 2 years, I've been very, very hesitant and very, very passive with my selections, and it's cost me. And I vowed to myself this year that I wouldn't hold back. And if I ended up losing because I was aggressive, so be it. But what I didn't want to do was think that a team was going to win, didn't select them, they win, and then I say, see, you didn't have the balls to make the selection. I did that at least 3 times last year where I could have gone, 11-3 in a week, 12-2 in a week. And because I didn't have the gumption and the conviction to make a selection, I went with the crowd. I went with the groupthink method, and I fell victim and prey to not believing in what I believe in. So this week, I'm going to make the selections that I believe in, whether they make sense or not, which could lead to disaster. And I need to get out in front of this. So if it happens, I can at least say I warned everybody that this could happen. Again, you're not going to care. If I got to sip from the piss cup, you are going to let me have it, as you should, because if you got to sip from the piss cup, I'm definitely going to let you hear about it. So here we go. I already started off bad, picking Green Bay on Thursday. That's all me. I take full responsibility for that, as I talked about last night on the post-game show. I simply dropped the ball on that one. Didn't know all of the players that were out for Green Bay. I got what I deserved. And Detroit's just better, right? They're just better. And I had to come to grips with that last night. So I'm already down 0-1 in the hole. So now we go to Sunday. We start with the 9 o'clock game over in London, 9:30, Jacksonville, Atlanta. We've had this game over in London before. As a matter of fact, it was actually a really good game. Jacksonville kicked a late, last second field goal to escape with the victory. I think it was like 22-21, something like that. I don't know how this game's going to turn out. Jacksonville was embarrassed and emasculated at home last week by the Houston Texans. They've got to be steaming mad. They had opportunities to make plays in that game, and they just didn't. I think they clean up a lot of the messes that they made a week ago, get back on the right track. I think the 2-0 start by Atlanta was fool's gold. I don't think this is a really good football team. I don't think they're terrible, and I think they're fully capable of winning this game, but I think Jacksonville is the superior team here. This is a home game for Jacksonville. This is what they do. They play overseas. They're used to this. This is normal behavior for them, while Atlanta, not used to this. This trip across the pond is going to be different for them. And so I think the normalcy of this for Jacksonville, having had these games over in London multiple times and being adapted to that environment, is going to benefit Jacksonville. Give me the Jaguars in this football game. Indianapolis Colts hosting the Los Angeles Rams. I thought maybe after week 1, even week 2, losing to San Francisco in a respectful manner, family business, I said maybe the Rams are better than we thought. And then they go to Cincinnati with a one-legged Joe Burrow and lay a fat, nasty, stinking egg, lose that ball game, and all of a sudden I'm feeling like the Rams are what I thought they were. Now, again, they'll get Cooper Kupp back in week 5, and maybe that offense comes alive, and all of a sudden they're not as bad. But he's not back in week 4 against the Indianapolis Colts, who are all of a sudden playing with an abundance of confidence. I like the Colts at home in this game. I don't like the way Matthew Stafford is playing right now. I don't like the way that they're not scoring the football. And I like the confidence that the Indianapolis Colts are playing with. Give me the Colts in this football game. Cleveland hosting the Baltimore Ravens. AFC North family business. You know how the family do it. And the Ravens are so banged up already. We're 3 weeks into the season, going into week 4, and these boys are already banged up. Probably no Odell Beckham. Shame on you if you step to the old dirty Beckham. Probably no old dirty Beckham. Probably no Rashad Bateman in this game. They're already without their best corner, Marlon Humphrey. You're down a couple of other players, specifically on the defensive line. Daffy Owe has been dealing with some injuries, etc., etc. And so I don't know if I believe in Baltimore's ability to go. And I told you this offense that they were going to be exposing Lamar to for the first time in his career. I thought it would be a process. It, by all accounts, looks like it's going to be a process. And they've struggled to start the season. It hasn't been clean. Even in the victories, it hasn't been clean. They lost last week at home to Indianapolis in a surprise upset. And they always struggle in Cleveland. They just do. And I don't see this being any different. And oh, by the way, in case you haven't gotten the news flash yet, Cleveland's defense is really good. Like, really, really good. So I expect the Browns to find a way to win this game. Give me Cleveland at home. Minnesota at Carolina, a battle of the winless teams. Someone's going to get a dub here, right? I think there are 4 winless teams in the NFL, and I think all 4 of them are playing against each other. Hey, how about that? It's almost as if the NFL knew that this was going to happen in week 4, and they said, hey, we're going to cut that number of winless teams in half in 1 week, right? We go from 4 to 2. Somebody's going to win this game. Look, Minnesota is an enigma. They have just turned the ball over at an alarming rate to start this season off. They could easily be 3-0 right now, but they're 0-3. They're better than Carolina. And Bryce Young's going to be back. That's good to see. That doesn't bode well for Carolina's offensive efficiency because he's a young quarterback and mistakes will be made. And so I just don't see them winning this game. I'll take Minnesota. If they turn it over like they've been doing it, don't think for 1 second Carolina won't be capable at home of winning that game. I just don't think they will. Give me the Minnesota Vikings. Tennessee Titans hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals won a game that they absolutely had to win on Monday night versus the Los Angeles Rams. This is a team in the Cincinnati Bengals that started off the season 0-2, could not afford to fall to 0-3, and got a win. It was not impressive at all. Jamar Chase did get going again, which is a good thing if you're a Bengals fan, but I still am not impressed. The Titans, they just stink right now. Really, frankly, they are not a good football team. However, when they're at home, they're a different outfit. They're at home in this game. I don't know what's going on with Derrick Henry. He's got a little bit of a toe. I think he'll be fine. He hasn't really gotten off this year to start. DeAndre Hopkins is already dealing with a little bit of an injury. Their first-round pick, Peter Skoranek, is dealing with an injury. They got a lot of stuff going on. But even with all that said, I know the Titans at home are a different team. They find ways to win games that they have no business winning. I think this is one of those games. Oh, my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. Give me the Tennessee Titans. I might regret this. Or I could be a genius. We'll see what happens. New Orleans Saints are taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Bucs suffered their first loss of the season. Saints really kicking themselves after having an opportunity to start the season off 3-0 and blowing that opportunity by losing to the Green Bay Packers, blowing a 17-point lead in the fourth quarter. No Derek Carr in this game. It makes me a little queasy. Jameis going against his old mates. I don't really love this game at all because I could easily see Tampa Bay waltzing in New Orleans and winning, but that defense I think is going to be a little bit too much for Baker to handle, and Jameis will make just enough plays. And remember, they get Alvin Kamara back this week, which is going to give that offense a huge shot in the arm. Give me the New Orleans Saints to take care of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Miami Dolphins, Buffalo Bills. This is the premier matchup of week number 4. All eyes will be on this game, as it should. Dolphins put up 70 last week. The Bills come off of a dominant defensive performance in which they forced 5 turnovers, sacked Sam Howell 9 times, and held the Washington Commanders to 3 points. So everything is pointing up for Buffalo. Everything's pointing up for Miami. They're one of the 3 undefeated teams in the NFL. But this game is in Buffalo. And I know the Bills defense may not actually be the number 2 defense in the league. Because that game against Washington, they had 3 sacks coming into week 3's contest, and then they got 9 in that game, and all of a sudden they're second in the league, tied for second with 12. Are they really getting after the quarterback at such a high clip? I don't think they are. I just think that one game kind of boosted that up. I think they're number 1 in the league in turnovers forced. Yeah, they first forced 5 in one game, right? I don't really know if this defense is that good. I think it's a solid defense, but they can be run on. Washington was killing them on the ground. The Jets ran all over them. Breece Hall had some huge runs. I think you can run. Now, they tightened up against the Raiders, but it's the Raiders. The Dolphins rookie running back Devin Achane had 200 yards rushing. I think the Dolphins can run the football. However, I said all of that. Sounded like I was going to pick Miami, right? I'm not. Tua's 0-3 in Buffalo against this Bills football team. He's 1-4 overall. He's 1-4 against Buffalo, and I think he is 0-3 in Buffalo. He struggles against the Bills, is what I'm trying to tell you, in Buffalo. And so, look, this could be the time that he finally gets it going. That offense is humming right now. It's going to be a war. I'm not ready to count out Buffalo yet. I'll take the Bills at home. The Dolphins are going to have to prove it to me, just like the Lions had to prove it to me last night, and they did. Dolphins are going to have to do the same thing. Prove it to me on the road at a team that is historically taking care of business against you at their place. Prove it to me. If you do, you got me. All right, give me the Bills. Denver Broncos, Chicago Bears. As I mentioned with the Vikings and the Panthers, somebody has to win this game. Someone's O has to go. And so, the Bears look like the worst team in football right now. Do they not? I know Denver is struggling right now, and everybody's pointing and laughing at them, but at least they're scoring points, right? I think they're going to have a point to prove after being absolutely embarrassed in front of everyone last week. They've been the talk of a lot of, programs about, even if it's indirect, they've been catching shots and strays because people have been talking about Denver's explosion. Well, it happened at the expense of the Broncos. You don't think that these guys aren't chomping at the bit to erase what happened last week and get that taste out of their mouth. The Denver Broncos have to win it. If they don't win this game, when are they going to win a game? Give me the Denver Broncos in this game. Washington Commanders at the Philadelphia Eagles. This is a big one for Washington. And if you're the Eagles, you're looking to get a little bit of revenge. We've seen the stat, Jalen Hurts, 19-1 in his last 20 starts. That one loss, that one blemish, came at the expense of these Washington Commanders in Philadelphia on a Monday night last year. So they definitely are out for revenge. They have not looked that sharp to start the season off. The run game has been dominant, but nothing else really has been on the offensive side of the football. Meanwhile, defensively for the Philadelphia Eagles, they've been really good up front, but the back end has been torched at times. The Patriots had success against them. The Vikings had tons of success against their secondary. And I thought there were opportunities for Tampa Bay to have some success, and they just didn't take advantage of them. Mike Evans being the chief culprit there. I think Washington, if they can protect up front, if they can give Sam Howell time, if he can get through his progressions, he will have opportunities against this Philadelphia Eagles secondary if they can block them up front. And I don't think this line is as bad as everybody is making it out to be. So with that said, I think Washington goes in there because I think Washington's going to slow down that rushing attack. They're going to force Jalen Hurts to beat them. I don't know if he's capable of doing that right now with the way he's playing. And I think they're going to have a legitimate chance to waltz into Philadelphia and come out. And I'll say this. I'm going to be actually disappointed if they don't win. I fully expect Washington to go into Philadelphia and win this game. Give me the Commanders to get to first place after 4 weeks of football for the first time since 2020. Pittsburgh Steelers are taking on let's see, who are the Steelers playing this week? The Houston Texans. And the Texans came off of an impressive win, one that surprised many of us. And they're riding high right now. The Steelers have won 2 in a row after a very flat performance in week 1 against San Francisco. They followed that up with 2 wins. Not the most impressive, especially the first win of the season against Cleveland, where the defense really was the catalyst. A lot better offensively against the Raiders, but it's the Raiders. So now we're going to see if they've finally put it all together against Houston, because Houston is playing with some confidence, but they're still a young team, susceptible to mistakes and allowing the opposition to get off. Can the Steelers make it 3 in a row and really announce that they're back and ready to compete in a very competitive AFC North division? I think the answer is yes. Give me the Steelers on the road. Chargers taking on the Raiders. Look, if you're the Chargers, you got off to a rough start this season despite not turning it over, despite being very efficient offensively. Your defense has let you down time and time again. You're going to have to find ways to win. You did it last week. It wasn't the prettiest, but it was gritty, and most importantly, it was a dubski. Can you do it again? Yes, the Raiders suck. They're about to go into free fall mode. You need to help them by taking care of business. I suspect that they will. Give me the Chargers in that AFC West family business matchup. Speaking of family business, NFC West family business. If these two teams say they ain't did it, then they ain't did it. But if they did, of course, that's family business. 49ers hosting the Arizona Cardinals, who had an upset of their own last week over the Dallas Cowboys. They've been actually playing good football. The first 3 games of the season, they've led in the fourth quarter of all of them and just haven't been able to hold on in 2 out of the 3 contests. They were able to hold on against Dallas. They're playing with confidence. The 49ers are one of 3 unbeaten teams in the NFL. I don't see that changing, but I wouldn't be shocked if Arizona went in there and beat them. That said, I expect San Francisco to take care of business, remain unbeaten, and get to 4-0. Give me the San Francisco 49ers. Dallas Cowboys hosting the New England Patriots. This is going to be a fascinating game because I think Dak Prescott's confidence is in the toilet right now. Did you hear the press conference? I'm still floored by the fact that he literally said out of his mouth, quote, "We never said we were good. You guys said we were good. We never said that. We know what we are." What the hell does that mean? So are you guys trash? I mean, it's one thing to say you guys put us on this pedestal, right? We know the expectations are high. We want to meet those, but you guys set the expectations that high. We didn't do that. He didn't say that. He just said, you guys said we were good. We never said that. We know what we are. So we know we're trash. You guys said we were good. We never said we were good. We know we're trash. What? I told them that this Trey Lance shit was not a good idea. They didn't listen. That's not my problem. Doesn't matter. The Patriots aren't good enough to go into Dallas and win. Had this game been in Foxborough, give me the Patriots. But it's not. It's in Dallas. And I think that little edge of being at home is enough for Dallas to make enough plays defensively to win this game. Give me the Dallas Cowboys. Kansas City Chiefs, New York Jets on Sunday Night Football. The Jets offense is a train wreck right now. And the Chiefs figured it out on Sunday. Now, Mahomes did sprain his ankle. Hopefully all is well there. But if Mahomes is healthy enough to go, they should be able to take care of business. The Jets are just awful offensively right now, and I don't see that changing. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs. And that is also my sole survivor pick of the week. The Kansas City Chiefs to get me to week number 5. And then lastly, Monday Night Football. Monday. Seattle Seahawks travel to the Big Apple or New Jersey. I can never get over that. To take on the New York Giants. This is a must-win for the Giants because their next 2 games are at Miami and at Buffalo on a Sunday night. Ouch! So if you're planning on not being 1-5, you probably should beat Seattle here. That said, I don't think they will. I think Geno Smith and that offense is just better than the Giants' defense, and the Giants' offense still is anemic and struggling to score. Now, Seattle's defense, not all that great. You can move the football. You can score points against them. The real difference in this game, the test will be, can the Giants' defense slow down Geno Smith and that all of a sudden high-powered Seahawks offense? If the answer is no, then the Giants will lose. If the answer is yes, I think the Giants have a legitimate shot of winning this game because the Seahawks defense is not I repeat, not great. Now, will they get back their all-world safety Jamal Adams in this game? He's been close every single week to coming back. Is this the week he finally plays? Nobody knows. We will see. But, and how much of a difference will he make in his first game back? I don't know. I just know they need help defensively. But offensively, they've got it going, and if it continues, they'll win. I'm assuming that it will because I haven't seen anything from the Giants really that suggests their defense has come alive and is ready to really make an impact. Give me Seattle on the road to take care of the New York Football Giants. Those are my picks. I am not convinced that they're good. Please, somebody help me. Football gods, man. Throw me a lifeline here, bro. Help the kid out, man. I've been a good soldier these last couple years, man. I deserve a dime here, right? I'm scared, guys. I don't want the piss cup. But I feel it. I know it's either, damn, I had a great week, or man, I got the piss cup. I don't know if there's in between this week. I'm nervous. Y'all pray for the kid. That's going to do it for me, your man Louie T, here on this Louie T Network exclusive money picks of the week. Have a great weekend.